I was wondering.
It cut it a little short. It cut it. Yeah. I mean, what would we expect on the night back? Come on. What's up, everybody? Hey.
What up? What
up? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gig App Worker Roundtable. Wow, this has been a minute, so I'm gonna screw all this up. I'm sure I got my bad glasses on and everything. Let's introduce this amazing panel, and also over the next coming weeks, there's some people juggling in and out. We even have a Hannibal appearance and a John Dash appearance, and we've got Kim on what Kim can sit in on. We're hoping that it's going to be more, but we'll have to see. But obviously, yeah, you're just gonna have to see. Every week's gonna be a little different, and whoever's gonna be there is how I'm gonna try and tailor the topics and whatnot. So we got Kim Side Money Plans.
Hi, everyone.
We have Tom Kelly on that side. Right below Tom, we have Cheyenne. Now, Cheyenne is going to be a little bit different of a role in this one because she has moved to doing her own business. And it's also one that a lot like the Tonys and Lisa's and stuff, it involves homeschooling. But I think that knowledge is going to come into play because I've started trying to build Dumpling more. I put that off for years. I'm trying to build my own clients on the side. And so of different things. So I think everybody needs to start at least thinking about this. So that's something I think she's going to contribute huge to. Because if I'm not mistaken, Cheyenne, you've made the move completely away off gig apps.
Yeah, I haven't done I went into it and they're like, oh, you have to update your insurance. And I'm like, I
can't afford insurance.
I'm like, I'm not doing that because it's like a whole rigmarole. Like I have to like copy paste it because I'm the second driver on all of our insurance. And yeah, I'm like, I'm not doing all that. So yeah.
And then we have the two Northeast people. We have Daniel, you're one of them. I thought he was looking around like who. So we got Daniel, the Mad Dasher here. And then we have Acacia too, who also, both those guys are Daniel's kind of Boston-ish market.
Nah, not really city, suburbs outside of Boston.
Right, but yeah. And Acacia is like all the way up on near the border of Maine. So we've got the country pretty good. We got Tom in Houston, Kim's in Jersey. I guess most of you guys are east. We got nobody west. Nobody's west of me. I'm the most westest. If that's a thing.
And I think it's important to note too that Acacia is actually an AI app. So she's not actually here. She's all AI.
Is Acacia one of the new AI apps?
We're testing it out.
No, I'm actually asking because there's so many with weird names out there. I didn't know if maybe there was one called that.
Well, I mean, you can't AI in there someplace, right? So,
Tom, don't give it away.
all right.
But yeah, guys, welcome. It's been a while, and so if we also have a new feature here, I want to tell you guys about. I'm not the biggest fan when I do other things, but I think that this will come in handy because you guys always mentioned it, which is I can do this. So now, whichever channel you're watching on, streaming on, whatever, it will not catching up past, but here forward will show comments from all of them. They are small. They are in the bottom. They are hard to read. However, I know that sometimes people had that, well, I'm not seeing what's being written in Kim's and I'm not seeing what's being written in yours. And they felt like that part of the interaction was gone. So here you go. And then we'll put comments up. But I mean, you guys will be able to at least kind of follow all of the chats, overlooking each other. So
sorry, I'm looking at Gary's comment.
See, I can't even see it. That's how bad this is for me.
Gary, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, do I have to go over like this?
Actually, the other way. Other way.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh no.
No.
Oh, Kim, how do I do a quick edit?
I have a separate tablet.
Wait, I got it.
So
Can I edit it while we're in real time? Yeah. Tom, you're going up.
Okay.
How do you fix that?
Well, did I just fix it?
No.
No. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Whoa.
There you go.
Oh,
There we go.
StreamYard.
Got it.
That'll work.
Look at you being all high checking stuff.
StreamYard isn't high tech, so don't be impressed.
Is
We
it
learned a
way
few
way
things
behind?
while we were off.
You guys, thank you. And if you've been watching over the years, you know that's something that a lot of people have asked about. So anyway, wanted to see how everybody's doing. Let's see. I guess we'll roll through who's in here. Before it gets, thank you, Christopher Taylor, too. I saw you did a couple throwouts there, and I know Chris has been asking about when Roundtable's coming back. So what's up, Gary? What's up, Rick? What's up, Traveler? What's up, Brandon? Bubba Sue. Hope I'm not missing
I see
anybody.
Thomas.
Tim, Gigwise, Christopher Taylor, Brian, Have It Your Way, Ryan Montgomery, Blue Wow Elf, and I hope I'm getting that right. I saw that earlier in another live, but I don't know. Let's see. Gagan, what's up? High Speed Drifter, Kevin Hawthorne. So we've got good representation of the country. Again, I know so many of you, not many of you are West Coast. Nobody's west of the Rockies. This is weird. It's because 80% of you live east of the Mississippi. So the stats are stacked against us in a big way. and I mean, I'm not saying you're dumb. You're all smart, but one doesn't have to do with the other. And then did I get everybody?
Thomas said Jersey represented.
Robbie P2 Vlogs and Rick, what's up? I think I got them all. Oh shit, there's more coming in. I don't know. Did I do good, guys? Did I get it? Okay.
Doing great.
Traveler checks in.
Professional.
We're working. We're on the clock, man. That was man. That's as good as customer support at DoorDash.
Actually, I've got a good customer support thing for tonight too.
Ooh.
Well, you're just full of stories
outside of
tonight,
your
aren't
other thing.
Yeah, well, that
Okay.
is part of it. Part of it.
Okay, so here we go, guys. So the first one that the first story I want to jump into tonight. You guys know that sometimes we kind of leave a lot of these to Torsten, the rideshare professor, the violent ones, because they happen every day now. So it's not really worth getting into every one of them. But I did want to bring up this one. This one was what's the date here? October 7th. So a Springfield man was indicted on several charges related to September 25th of this year, shooting during an alleged DoorDash delivery. By the way, I've been seeing more news about DoorDash fatalities or injuries than rideshare. Not Uber Eats, not anything else, just specifically DoorDash. Like almost on the daily.
Makes sense.
I think the people I hear you, Daniel, but I think the people who are doing it are taking it out for the wrong reason. They're taking it out on the wrong people.
Well, DoorDash customers are the worst anyway. So
Charles Tanturi, 25, was indicted on 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, and 2 counts of improperly discharging at or into habitation. He is in custody at the jail. And so on September 25th, 22-year-old I don't even know, Jalazi Zay, I don't know, Posse, they refer to him as Posse, so obviously they had trouble with him too. But Posse then, so by his last name, was transported to Mercy Health, where he was pronounced dead. Police received 5 911 calls, including one from Tanturi. And this will all make sense here in just a second. It's trying to flip ads on me. So, okay, here we go. So Tanturi, in which he described shooting Posse in self-defense while performing a delivery. According a probable cause affidavit Tanturi told police that while delivering an order to a neighborhood apartment, he saw Posey with a gun around 2 other people and asked if they were okay. Tanturi allegedly told police they exchanged words and he saw someone with a gun and he shot at Posey and someone returned fire. I'm not laughing at this. I'm just because all we've heard now is the account of the guy who's the DoorDash delivery, and this is his story. But surveillance footage is described in court records to show Tanturi shooting first while Posse's hands were at his sides. The two appeared to be about 80, 85 feet away from each other. A witness with Posse told police that he was meeting a man to buy some bud. So he's already making it sketchy now too. I mean, but it's just bud. But and was not in. But the guy with Posse who got shot and killed. He's saying that they were just, he was meeting a man to buy some bud, and he said he did not need protection, but rather described Tanturi to be the primary aggressor in the situation. I think so I'm viewing it like he's trying to make this deal, and he's like, dude, beat it, man. And the other guy, the DoorDash delivery driver, is like, I'll shoot you, man. And he did. And
What?
Yeah, I know. I mean, dude, what kind of insanity?
So the DoorDash driver shot somebody that was trying to sell drugs, or did the guy selling drugs shoot the guy that was delivering DoorDash?
Both. DoorDash driver was selling drugs.
The DoorDash driver pulls up. He sees these two in an encounter, and he says he sees a gun. That part we don't even know if that's for sure. But he says he sees a gun on the one guy, and he starts yelling at him, "Are you guys okay?" And they're trying to do this little weed deal over on the side. And so he starts getting more angry, yelling at him, and he shot him. And then to the witness and other people's and the footage's account, the person that he said had a gun had his hands on the side when he was shot.
Who shot who? The DoorDasher?
The DoorDasher shot the other guy without the other guy even pulling a weapon out. Without the other guy it wasn't like the other guy pulled a weapon out though.
But why would you even approach people you don't even know? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
He thought he was, according to him, he was like, I was stepping in because I thought the one guy was going to get assaulted by the guy with the gun. But then nobody else is talking about this gun. I don't even know if he had a gun. Was the blood that bad? I
don't understand.
He just wanted an excuse to use his gun. He wanted an excuse. There's no reason for that.
Man, you cannot be DoorDashing and be just, I mean, you have to have somebody draw on you first and be in complete self-defense with cameras and dash cams and everything going. You can't just be like, hey, man, what's going on over there? Like, you're not a cop.
Oh.
Shut up.
Imagine this guy explaining the story to like people in the jail, like, so I was delivering DoorDash, right? Just shoot somebody.
Yeah, he's not gonna get much credit for credit for that one.
Can I just interrupt? Can you just put up Christopher Taylor's for me? And I think we're going to be getting to dots in a little bit, right?
Oh yeah.
Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. So hold that question off, Christopher.
But that was about it. And now I want to move into Tom's story, which during our break here, Tom got assaulted doing rideshare.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to say that shooting somebody from 85 feet away with a Beretta 9mm, if you've ever shot a Beretta 9mm, that's an amazing feat. He had to have practiced for a long time to do that shot.
It's also, what was it, 3:40 in the morning, so it's pitch dark.
Pitch dark, 3:40 in the morning. When he shoots somebody from 85 feet with a Beretta 9mm. This is a guy.
Did your mom ever tell you nothing good happens after midnight? Isn't it like a thing like your parents always told you?
Yeah.
Wow. But Tom, walked us through it, because I hadn't even seen the video till tonight. I don't think anybody then hadn't, but I had seen the picture.
Okay, so I get a pickup at the Clear Lake Behavioral Hospital. If you care to, you can look that up in any number of different places, and you'll find really horrible things about this hospital that's here in the Houston area. I didn't even know that this behavioral hospital was there, and I've lived here for 30 years on this side of town and didn't know this hospital existed. It's hidden behind 2 other buildings, and if you don't know it's there, you can't find it. So I pick a guy up there's a nurse sitting there, and she explains that I'm going to Lufkin. So this is $100+ ride, and I'm like, I'm all for it. It's about 2 hours going north, and I always get a good ride coming back from that area too. So happy to do it. I said, is there anything I need to know? And she said, oh, no, he's a sweet old guy. He does have some dementia, so you might want to make sure that that you put the door locks on if you've got child door locks, because you don't want him opening up the door or something. I was like, oh, good advice, sure. So I put on the door locks. We start driving, and I said, how long were you in the hospital? He said 100 days. I said, wow, what do you miss most out of 100 days? He said, I won't tell you what he said he would give up, but he would give up his left one for a Coke and a Snickers bar. And I said, actually, that sounds pretty good. So I stopped and got 2 Cokes and 2 Snickers bars.
What a guy.
Yeah, well, and so we gave him a Coke and a Snickers bar, and he was very happy. I set him up with television in the back, Lonesome Dove's his favorite thing to watch. So I had that all set up so he could sit there for 2 hours watching Lonesome Dove and eating Coke and Snickers bar. All was good. Until we got about
does the hospital not have
Coke
and Snickers? I feel like that's the 2 things every hospital does have.
Right.
He didn't.
But he wasn't allowed to have them.
So
okay.
yeah, probably. So hit it.
Okay, bring it up. So watch this.
Stop! You pull the car.
What are you doing, sir?
I'm making you go back where you're supposed to go.
I am going to. See where we're supposed to go?
3 roads ago.
No, this is where we're going,
Highway
sir.
7 is where you go.
Sir, I'm taking you to where you need to go. Please let go. Please let go.
You go back where you're supposed to go.
I'm going to take you there. You'll be there in 2 minutes. Okay? 2 minutes.
Holy smokes.
I think I calmed down rather quickly on that.
You handled it great, dude. What do you mean? That was perfect.
And I jumped out, and I have to admit, after I got out, not my most Christian moment. I had a few unflattering things to say about him to his family and to the director of the place. They offered to call the police and have charges pressed against him. And I'm like, this guy doesn't have a memory that lasts more than 10 or 15 minutes. What's the point of throwing somebody in jail who 15 minutes later is going to go, why am I here? You know, he was a 20-year-old or something. Maybe I'd think differently, but he's just an old guy out of his mind. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but the way of him, dude, him reaching for your bag, and when I saw the picture, I zoomed in. It looked like you had your laptop or something in it too. And
yeah, no, he pulled.
So, I mean, like that bag had a monetary value of something pretty decent, and like when he's grabbing for that during it, I felt like he was waiting for you to slam the brake and just run.
Yeah, I don't know what he wanted. But,
and this is why I don't do rideshare.
Yeah.
No, you do DoorDash where they shoot people in the face and
well, so here's the okay. So let me tell you the cool part that happened. So I dropped him off. I'm shaken up. I don't want to ride home. I just want to go home. And I'm talking to my wife back and forth. If any of you have already looked up the Clear Lake Hospital, the Clear Lake Behavioral Hospital, you've already found out that nobody at that hospital gives a blankety blank about anything, couldn't care less, that they give their patients bologna sandwiches 3 times a day, and the families complain, and every single one of them will say, if you put your family member in here, you might as well be putting them in for death. I mean, everybody hates this place, and the directors don't care. So I'm thinking, I'm not going to get anything out of them. Oh, I also find out while I'm up there from the family, they paid full price for medical transport, which means this hospital pocketed the several $1,000s for the medical transport instead of the couple of $100 they paid for an Uber transport.
Wow.
I call Uber, and I'm expecting, hello, my name is George.
Wait, the facility or the family?
What? The family.
The facility chose Uber?
Family.
Okay.
The family paid for medical transport. The hospital in Clear Lake instead put him in an Uber.
Wow.
So it did involve the location, though, too. My point is that they're not supposed to. I mean, I've already had Uber rides. Tom, I'm sure you have too, in the past, where somebody is like literally. Luckily, it's never been too severe, but like where somebody's calling me Uber instead of 911.
Right. Yeah. No, I've had that.
Like, take me to the emergency room. Are you all right? I don't know. Dude, I don't need that in my car, man. So I also don't want to leave you here to die.
I call Uber. I'm Platinum Uber, so I've got a number where I can actually talk to somebody. But usually it's, hello, my name is George. How may I help you? And and they can't help me, or they don't speak English at all, or whatever. And this woman answered, and she's like, "Hey, y'all, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Okay." And I explained the whole thing to her, and she was empathetic, sympathetic, asked really great questions. At the end, she said, "What do you think we ought to do?" And I said, "Well, I think we should cancel any contract that Uber has with that hospital." She said, "I've already put that in the notes here." And she said, "I can't guarantee it's going to happen, but probably we'll have that canceled by morning." And I was like, "Really?" And I felt a lot better driving home that I talked to somebody who was from Uber, customer support, driver support, whatever you want to call it, who was actually helpful and listened to me and was like on my side. I didn't have to, I was like, "I can send you the video." She's like, "Well, if you want to, that's fine." While I was driving, I was able to push the button, just send her a picture of it. And she, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened to you." And so it was quite exciting, but I was very impressed with Uber at the end that they actually seem to care and want to do something about it. And I don't want to talk to the hospital. And people are like, you ought to go back and sue the hospital. I don't think they could care. I think they get sued every day and they couldn't care less. They're one of these places that.
Did Uber give you hush money?
No. The stupid thing out of this, I never even got a tip. That ticked me.
Wow.
Yeah, that ticked me off.
That passenger, by the way, is very lucky. I don't know how many of you know this, but I know a lot of rideshare drivers. And some, it doesn't, size or nothing doesn't matter. They could be way smaller than Tom. I know some who wouldn't have tolerated that at all. And Tom could have definitely done the same, but he chose to go the nicer path, which is great in the end. But somebody could have got very hurt. But I know people who are just on the verge of waiting for anything like this to happen. And they, like me, dude, it's illegal to use on people. I carry bear spray right here. Like that guy had grabbed me. I'm just turning it backwards and I'm dousing you, dude. I'm going to get out of the car. I'm going to pull you out and I'm going to kick you until the cops get there.
He also got lucky that he didn't get sued as well.
Yeah.
He was a pretty good guy about that whole thing. And I don't think it was the guy's fault. If the hospital was as bad as it was,
Probably,
but where the fault lies is they should have never let somebody leaving into an Uber.
No, I know.
Give him a medical transport device. It doesn't have to be a paramedic, but yeah.
Fault. And he did a good job at handling it and not blaming him. That's being a good guy right there, because obviously I think that was the case. So good.
But now imagine, because imagine, and it doesn't have to be somebody that doesn't speak English. There are a lot in every city. But imagine it's somebody who just doesn't talk to their passengers either. And like this guy gets in, he's just doing it for the money. He's like, "I don't know, man, just whatever." And then that happened. Now he doesn't know anything of the background of that guy. Tom did at least.
Yeah.
But if you don't know anything of the background of that guy and he's grabbing your bag and you picked him up from a hospital, man, that's a whole different scene.
Maybe that's why he's not allowed to have Snickers and Pepsi, by the way. Maybe it makes him do things.
Coke. He can have Pepsi. He just can't.
Steve, just a second. Let me show you something. Steve.
Yeah.
Pull it back up for just a second. Let me show you something. So when this happened, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but at the time I'm going 68.5 miles an hour. For somebody to grab you when you're going close to 70 miles an hour on a 2-lane road.
Oops.
That's
Yeah.
intense.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The story could have been Tom was in a wreck and he died and nobody knows really what happened.
Yeah.
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 Tom, you are a
Yeah.
far better person than I am. I'd lose it in soup.
So-
I'm never buying anyone a Coke and Snickers bar ever.
You would know why I didn't bother, because they just don't care. They can't. People have gone in there demanding to talk to the director, and they'll all say, "Oh, the director's not available today. Sorry." And it's just not even work. What
Yeah, I'm
this
sorry.
is,
Sorry, everybody that's in charge isn't here today.
yeah. So all this is really, in my investigation of these people, is they are getting state money to hold on to people that are under court order to be in some kind of psychiatric hospital. They do the absolute bare minimum, including just giving them bologna sandwiches for days on end. And they're just making money hands over
It's
fist.
the same as the prisons in some states. Some of them are privatized and they actually make tons of money.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just not good.
There you go.
That's so sad. I just wonder why the family didn't, give you a tip. Like, I'm so sorry he attacked you.
Yeah.
I think that there was, to be honest, I'm surprised Uber didn't give Tom a big fat check, because the family's probably like, dude, like holding him down, getting him back in the hospital. They're not thinking about, no offense, but they're not thinking about the tip.
My number one thing, when they asked me what I wanted, when Uber asked me what I wanted, I didn't say money.
$1 million.
I said,
Should have been like $1,000 would be good.
That was my thing. I don't want another.
That's
Uber
just your
driver to have-
default answer. If Uber ever answers,
I mean, why
what do you
not?
want for this? $1 million, man.
Yeah, what do you want? All right, I got a list. Let me take it out.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll just call my lawyer and we can see if we can figure it out that way.
But the family itself, I mean, if they spent thousands of dollars on a medical transport, I don't think they were expecting an Uber driver, which is probably why they didn't tip, because they already spent thousands of dollars on transport.
Oh, absolutely. No, they weren't expecting me.
They were expecting a Sprinter van that was all padded on the inside and him in a straight coat.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. Something. They weren't expecting.
They didn't get what they paid for. Fact.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You should have gone for hush money. They don't want you on the news.
Yeah, they don't want you on the news.
Like,
man.
you might not get anywhere actually talking to the people at the hospital, but the fact that they told you ahead of time, and this is legally how it works, that you would have to like lock the doors and like, that he could be a little unpredictable and everything, that means that they knew there was a risk and they put him in your car anyway. So like there was some inkling that there was risk, which means you have every right, especially if anything happened, but even now you have every right to take legal action if you wanted to. Not saying you want to, but you could.
Was all that done in the in-app text with Uber?
Oh yeah.
So all of that is like, because all of that was read by Uber AI then too.
Mm-hmm.
What was
all of the chats are read by AI now. So
no, I talked to him on the phone. I didn't.
Okay.
That's still recorded anyway. They record everything.
And AI is still I know in DoorDash AI monitors even phone calls.
Yeah.
So it's a possibility.
There's definitely a record in some way.
Well, at least you're okay, Tom. This would be shitty if we were sitting here talking about how Tom got taken out by some crazy dude.
You should definitely call them back and be like, when you said that, what do you want? I changed my mind.
Change my mind.
I do want something. And this
my
is
my arm doesn't move anymore. Right where you grabbed it. It's the funniest thing, man.
That's the other thing. He grabbed your arm. And like, did he grab it forcefully? Like,
he was going for the bag. He was.
My hair's very long.
Bag.
Yeah, so he's got my hair. He's got my arm. He got kind of trying to pull me back into the back seat, basically. And
he sure, like, dude, from my view, it sure looked like he went for that bag. Like that's
he
was going
was grabbing the bag. He was grabbing that too, but whatever.
Yeah.
It looked like you thought you were going in the wrong direction and freaked out about it. I don't know.
That's what he was saying. But he had never been where we were going, so he doesn't know where we're going. So how can I have missed the turn if he doesn't know where we're going?
It sounded like he wanted you to turn around and go where you're supposed to going. He was confused. I think you handled it great.
Yeah, but I think Acacia made like the strongest point is that everybody involved knew, or not the people who, not the family.
That's what I was saying. It's the hospital's fault. Right? But
the hospital, Uber doesn't check up on that. Like Uber should have that red flagged as a high. We don't go to this place without special permissions, and I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I mean, with all the advanced AI, I'm just putting out there. This is not brain surgery. You guys shouldn't think, well, that'd be really hard for Uber. No, it wouldn't.
Yeah. And I think
you could take people to visit, but you cannot pick up there or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. No, it says something that Uber asked you what you wanted, which means they know that they could be in legal trouble, and they don't want you to do anything. So they want to make sure you're happy. They have a fund set aside just in case this stuff comes up. For their
ask for the world next time, Tom. Hopefully this never happens to you again, but ask for the world and see what you
I still feel like he can ask right now. I
agree. I'm right there with Daniel. This thing ain't over.
Still can.
I think they're still in in fact, I think they're still in a position of hoping, God, I hope he doesn't call.
Yeah, I really do think so too. Yeah. I would consider it, man. I would consider it. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to ask.
Well, as Bearded Spock said to Kirk, I shall consider it, sir.
Do it for all of us that wish we could.
Right, question, Steve, would legal rideshare be able to help them out? Right.
Absolutely, dude. In fact, they would talk to Tom for free and say, hey, idiot, you're leaving $800,000 on the table.
Yeah.
Like, we'll put you in, I'll put you in touch, Tom. If you want to call him, Bryant's a friend of ours over at Legal Rideshare, CEO, founder. He'll definitely, you should at least talk to him. Free consultation. Hear what you have to say as a lawyer. He can represent in all states.
Yep. Yeah. And that's legalrideshare.com.
In case you are almost killed during doing rideshare, legalrideshare.com, people. But so, okay, we've got to get into the, we'll see what of the smaller stories, what we can do. We got to get into this because like Kim did a video. All of us will have feelings on this, but I have this whole thing broke down on these Uber Eats robots in Chicago. First of all, when we're talking about those, we're talking about these.
Jobs.
No, but we're talking about these. And when I'm going to do these 4 screens of how much these cost, because you guys need to know this so you know what a joke it is. It's always been a PR stunt, but this is maybe the biggest one ever. So you'll see, like, it looks like a dynamic range. It'll say one number to another, meaning it must be in between there. The only reason it did that was because this is the bottom, this one. And then a little higher than the number you'll see as the first number is this one, which is kind of the same thing on college universities. Now, the last number, the biggest number you'll see this is the one we'll primarily go through is this, the new dot. As Christopher Taylor has seen, they go up to 20 miles per hour. They weigh 350 pounds. They fit what they say up to 10 pizzas. If you see this picture, dude, does that not look like something a baby would climb in?
It looks like a baby carriage.
I know, but like, it's so like if a baby's just past that baby age being in the stroller, couldn't you see it climbing in there? Not even as a joke, but just, oh, there's my stroller.
Yeah.
Like, and then you got this thing. If you've ever had a kid, you owned one of these. And honestly, this isn't that far off from this.
It was definitely their inspiration. 100%. 100%. Somebody's trolling them.
But so, okay, let's go through this. Here's the mock-up model. Let me give you guys the breakdown. So I was saying for Denver, because like they got the Uber Eats robots in Chicago. They got these dots rolling out. They're already in Arizona, but they're going to go elsewhere. So I said it needed to be ready for Denver. So how much would it cost? And it said, so the $30,000 is the trash can. right there. About 40,000 are the Starships, the 6-wheeled ones, and the dot is the 100,000, and that's per unit fully built. Now, there's a lot that comes to that. So for a 10 to 50 robot, infrastructure, software, and ready to roll, 2 to 5 million. 2 million for 10. If once you get to 50, you get there's a couple of the costs can be like minus, so it goes up to 5 million. That's just to get started. And then, well, wait. So here it gets better though. So I said Denver specific. Let's make it a 10 bot, urban, suburban. You know, they're going to need weather protection. You know, rain, snow, be able to operate year round. Okay, no problem. Let's go into the numbers. So this again, the smaller number is the cooler on wheels that we've talked about before, but we'll just stick with the dot one tonight. So the dot itself for the just the unit is 60 grand. Maybe all of you aren't laughing as hard as I am, because 60 grand to me means this. You're getting this and it doesn't have any autonomous yet. And then right below it, you buy the sensors, autonomy, and the compute system, which is 20 grand. That's 80 grand. Then I
would love to see the stats. So like these numbers, obviously, if you're someone in the company saying like, okay, here's how much it's going to cost for these robots, you obviously have to compare that to what you think you're going to be saving by not having a human deliver that. And I would love to see the numbers that they generated that would justify this.
And so that's kind of my point, is that you're hitting on something there, that like the LiDAR right here, the LiDAR 20 grand comes in the sensor kit. Okay. A LiDAR on a Waymo is a lot more, but it has a max lifespan of 3 years. So it's probably 10, 15 grand of that. So every 3, and you're going to replace it more than that, because some get stolen, some get broken, they get taken out to the woods, they get abandoned, they get beaten, they get broken into. These things are absolute trash. But what I would go back to again is like, even like this, like, look at this picture, look at the LiDAR. It doesn't, I would rather have this and just have a kid deliver it with a little wagon tied to the back.
They might get a bigger tip that way.
I mean, this is unbelievable though. So you're here and now you got to go down to 10 grand each for seals, heating element inside, waterproofing, all that kind of stuff. And then you get into the regulatory stuff. So state law insurance that it would require would be, and again, this is in-house because nobody will insure these. So these have to be insured by DoorDash. $5,000 per year per robot. And then charging infrastructure is $10,000 per dock. And then the software development backend. So this is your yearly fee on top of that 2 to 5 million. So the number we're working on is what 2 million plus would get you a fleet for, what you would actually get out of it. And what you'd get is 10 of these robots. If they all break the first day, you just lost all your money. So, I mean, it's crazy. So then you got 200,000 for, and that's where like Waymo's at right now in our city. Integration, mapping, fleet management. Like they said, oh, Waymo's in Denver. No, you're not. There's 7 cars in Denver and they have to have a driver in them, and they're just plotting. They can't take passengers. They can't do anything. So, I mean, they're here for 6 months to see if they can stay. But I mean, that's what that is. They need to plot first. And then battery replacement, wear and tear. This is where I think their numbers way off, saying 5,000. I mean, I'm glad they put the plus on, because I would guess around 15 to 20, if not full replacement on some that are trashed or destroyed. Anybody feel any differently on that? Because here's what we're looking at.
There's no way they're saving that much money from human drivers to justify that cost. I mean, just take one city, right? How many robots you can have? Maybe like 3-4 different robots, because you can't have too many. The cities are never going to allow hundreds of these robots all over the street. That's going to be absurd. And you're going to have not only DoorDash, but Uber Eats and Grubhub, and they're all going to have 3 or 4 robots. Just think about how much money they're saving. So you save a couple bucks, or like a minimum $2 per driver per thing, like per trip, and it could be up to whatever the base pay it is. But how many of those trips are you going to be saving compared to what the robot's going to take? I mean, how many trips is the robot going to do in a day? It's not going to be
even if it's constantly doing them, dude. And I mean, the one perk, it's hard to find. I dig for these articles.
Talking about
guys.
millions.
I did find one article that made me at least think about this, which was a little scary because it made me think, what if they put just like 20 out of these in every city? Because just hear me out. It's again, like the Waymos, maybe it's the PR thing, because with these, I did happen to run across an article, because it's hard to get all the stuff you really want from any article. But one thing that came out of it was that this would allow, and they would integrate the removal, or they're going to integrate the removal of tips. So if you're getting a robot, it might show that it costs a little more, but it's going to have a full screen that says, because it's a robot, you don't need to tip. So my point is, if you have 20 in a market, and yeah, Daniel, you're right. Let's call it 1 or 5, 10, 1% of the market is these things. The fact that somewhere in there they're seeing no tip.
So that's what you think they're doing, is they're charging a little bit more. So you're going to be paying more for the delivery fee and stuff, but you don't have to tip.
Or maybe it's even the same. I don't know that it'll be more. I do know they want to pull the tip out. They want to make it sure that, hey,
right.
Money,
so it's a double whammy. They're saving money on not having to pay the driver, but they're also taking in extra money because the customer's paying more for the delivery fee.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes more sense. I think it's impossible for this to be profitable.
That's what I'm thinking too, though. That's what I'm trying to wrap it around my brain. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because I mean, they go 20 miles an hour. That's half the speed of an average dasher, right? On a modest day. So they can only do about half the deliveries. And then they can't charge more because people will know robots delivering to them. Yeah, they don't have to tip, but there's no reason for DoorDash to charge more to get a robot.
You're probably right on that occasion. Let's just. I actually hadn't seen anything about it. I was just thinking maybe, but no, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Fake news. That's what you're saying.
No. But we're talking. I know we're talking DoorDash here. So let's think about this though. How many times does DoorDash raise fees on customers and they don't even realize it? $1 or $2, yeah. And then all of a sudden they're pocketing more money because they're charging higher fees, and then the customer thinks they're getting a deal because they don't have to tip, but they're not getting a deal because DoorDash just raised all these fees.
Yeah, it's not out of the question. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
especially when it's as dynamic as it is, because Kim could order the same meal from the same restaurant on 3 days this week, and it wouldn't be the same price.
Yeah.
Same items, everything.
I still don't see how it'd be profitable. The only thing that I'm thinking about is that there are other reasons why companies do stuff like this, though. When you have this kind of thing where these robots are coming out, there's going to be certain people that are going to appeal to that because there's literally no other human being that they have to interact with at all. So they might gain more customers, more people might start ordering more. So maybe it's not about the savings between the dashers and the robots. Maybe it's about first of all, those robots are going to be everywhere. People are going to be thinking about DoorDash every single time they see it. And more people, like I said, are going to be ordering because some people don't want to be dealing with.
But these do 20 miles an hour. And this one, it doesn't show it here, but you need to know this. This one in LA has been nothing but a nightmare. If you've never seen all the videos, it has an orange flag that comes up the back. And there's a ton of them. Homeless people ride them. They break them open. They steal the food. They piss on them. They kick them in rivers. They take them out to the woods and leave them. Dude, I mean, they do everything you can to destroy these. So this one,
how are they profiting?
Here's my point. With the orange flag, they have an issue of kids running into the street after this thing. What are kids going to do to this?
They're going to ride it.
Yeah, or they're going to run after it like it's the damn ice cream truck or something.
Yep. It just takes one injured kid, and then boom, there goes any profit they could have made in lawsuits.
In my opinion, it's a whole PR play.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, it's a PR play, and I am honestly still. I mean, look at Uber does this forever. I mean, I think we talked about this on one of the last episodes of the Roundtable way back in May. But honestly, we were talking about the acquisition of Deliveroo. Well, that just happened 2 days ago. like finalized, done. It happened. They overpaid for it by a ton. And I don't know. To me, I feel like DoorDash is now doing what Lyft did years ago to Uber. They're following the Uber playbook on buying companies, getting rid of them before the quarter ends, putting this crap out on the road so that people write, oh, look at this cute thing that will never hurt anybody. And I'm sure nobody will stick a baby in. And I mean, because I'm suggesting to anybody in the Tempe, Phoenix, nobody else is, this is just me. I am recommending you put dead animals in there. Your dog poop that you collect in your yard, put it in there when you pull your food out. Teach DoorDash a lesson. Say, oh, I didn't know that it wasn't for trash on the way out.
You know, the other thing I think about too, though, in this is that who are they doing business with as far as the technology, like of the who's building the robots, who they're buying it from, who the AI is involved in, because these companies do a lot of shady shit. Like right now with NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, Oracle, they're basically all investing in themselves. Like it's like an investor circle between all of them, and the government has a deal with Intel as well. So the government's in this like circle of investing into AI, and then the AI company invests in another AI company. I don't know what they might be doing, but it's not out of the question that DoorDash would have some kind of shady deal with an AI robot company, because the robot company might want, you know, the public to see drones everywhere. The public want them to get used to this kind of environment. You have no idea, man. Like, I don't know. Even the government could be like, we want these things everywhere. That's where we're going as a society.
This is a little better. This is the one. This is the one that's worth $100,000.
It's kid friendly. That way, kids are.
I'm sorry,
kids
man.
are
This ain't the one.
Drones too. Gotta have to make the kids feel friendly too.
I don't know. Jersey Shore DoorDash bots, they will not get there. Too much.
So just so you guys know, these are on my son's campus at Fort Collins. And he even told me, that they're very expensive. First of all, he hasn't even tried them. But they're very expensive. I remember how we used to talk about these would be best on campuses. He said that people come down from his building and it says that it's arrived, and everybody already knows you got to walk around, and it'll be like running into like a tool shed, like you know, like a half a block away or something. And it's like, we're right outside your door. And they're like, no, you're not. And like, people are literally walking around looking for these dumbass things. And he said that on the weekends, like they went to the football game, they partied a little bit. I'm going to be honest. He was pretty honest with me. He said, like, example, he goes, that night we flipped everyone on its back and just left its wheels spinning.
They're not going to be bad for long, though. I think they're going to be so good in a very short time.
In the Midwest,
it's like cow tipping.
I was going to say, so it's like cow tipping except with bots.
Yeah. And like their only option to prevent that is having self-defense on the robot, and then that's more liability because they could hurt someone. So it's like, what do you do to prevent that? Make it car sized. Oh, well, then you're in the automated cars realm. So it's like,
yeah, we already got people shooting people. So, I mean,
the next step would be states make laws. And if you do certain things and you have a camera on it and you're caught on camera, then you get, you know, some kind of penalty for doing it. That's the only next step that they'd be able to do in any kind of defense.
Christopher lives down there. Thank you, Christopher. He lives down there. He's in Mesa, because in Phoenix, it's Phoenix, Tempe, Scottsdale, Mesa, and somewhere else. They kind of all are. Mesa's at the southern end, but it's all kind of Phoenix metro.
Yeah, that makes sense what he said.
I was trying to pull it up and I can't find it anymore. I can't remember whether it was TikTok this week or Instagram, but there was a video about Uber Eats in Chicago that they were so jam-packed with them that people couldn't walk on the sidewalks because it was like literally robot, and you couldn't even walk around Chicago.
That's what I was saying earlier. It's like, if let's say every company has 5 to 10 of them, that means just from those 3 companies alone, you have like 30 robots on the street in a city. Like, how is it going to be? I don't know. We can't have robots everywhere, man. Like, think about
I
our
just
society.
picture
We have
New York
robots
City
everywhere.
congested as it is. Can you imagine New York
Right.
City with all those?
Well, I think, and again, I think that's part of the difference too. You know, I mean, like, look at this one weighs 350 pounds. That's a lot different than those little cooler ones. Those are still heavy, but I think they're only like 60 pounds or something empty.
Yeah, 350.
But so I think they thought, well, and because it stands at just under 5 feet tall too. It can do up to 20 miles per hour. They in Arizona, I know Chris could probably tell us more, but they actually have licensing to get on the farthest right lane of the highway.
What?
In parts.
These things get on the highway
at 20 miles an hour. So they probably cause tons of accidents.
Dangerous.
I
We're
was
living in
thinking
a
this was just for
simulation.
local deliveries and like, you know, the walkers or the people on bikes, and it's replacing those guys. The highway?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but then look at this. This is the unit they're deploying in Chicago. Guys,
That one
I don't know
looks
how
cute.
well anybody knows Chicago. I don't care where you live. I don't care if you live in Fargo or the East Coast, but Chicago, I grew up in Michigan, went there all the time. It's one of the coldest cities in America.
It'll be like Demolition Derby with bots.
Well, no,
That's
they're
what
not
I'm
even
wondering.
going to put them.
How does it
They're going to put them in the
snow?
suburbs.
Dude,
But what
I
I'm
think
saying
that's
is
a wrap.
Chicago has the wind effect or the lake effect. And so these things will, I mean, it'll be all the way up to where it says Uber Eats will be snow that turns to ice.
Yeah.
Like there, so
How's that gonna work?
what? That's another point. What is the point to deceive the public to say, look, and here they are. Here's the first batch. Soon it'll be all of them. Okay, well, when it snows, what do? Do you call in all the
They're gonna
drivers
put
that
winter
you
tires
abandoned?
on them. You know, like how we change our
Like
car
when
tires.
none of your bots can work, do you just shut down for the day? No. Do you have drivers
A mini
anymore? No, because you
snowmobile.
killed them all with bots.
Yeah.
Like
Steve.
nothing,
Imagine, like,
nobody
that-
can look at this makes any sense. And so to Daniel and everybody else's point that was wondering about investors, aren't investors smart enough to go, dude, this is bullshit?
No, no, they're not. Dude. There's so many
Or to want to look into this because they are with autonomous cars.
I'm all in. Here's my millions. Do it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but dude, there's a group of investors with Uber that are now questioning because they were lied to through 2017. Tom and I used to talk about this all the time. 18 to 19 to 20. Next year is going to be full autonomous. It never was. Then Dara finally, about 2 years ago, came out with some reality, but nobody knows. But he kept lying, and that was what was getting investors because they knew they would make the way they were showing it. We'll make money once we don't have to deal with drivers. Now it became all of a big group of like 6% of Uber investors. That's pretty big considering a lot of hedge and stuff, but 6% of them have gathered and they're sending to the FTC a challenge on compliance because Uber said we provide you enough data because now they want the data on show us each market and how much the drivers make, how many drivers there. They want to know, can the drivers make a living wage since you lied to us about autonomous? And I guess that's where I'm at with this. Like, do you really think that this $100,000, like, I would want before I'm going to go, man, I'm going to put $1 million in DoorDash because of that thing. I want to know, like, what does that thing cost?
Steve, check out the thing I just sent you, the presentation thing. You talked about all the stuff that people were doing. This one down in New Zealand just burst into flames for no reason.
Oh, and someone didn't set it on. It just burst into flames itself.
Yes,
It's possessed.
it just went down the road
Nice.
and burst into. Not only do you have what people do to it, but come on, guys. You don't. Your technology is not any better than that.
Well, I mean, I had a video too. I should have brought it up where like 8 of these guys are all stuck in snow, and there's a kid going, "Mommy, what's wrong with him?" That's hilarious, dude. But yeah, I don't know. To me, yeah, PR, but all this other stuff, I don't know. The dots are a little bit different of a story. I'll give you that.
Wait, so are you saying that one is 100K? Because you were showing us the thing saying
this
they were like
one's 100K.
So the other drones are millions.
This is 30K. This one's about 40 to 45.
Then what were you showing us that said it was like 2.5 million per drone?
That's to get a network big enough to run 10 of them in a city.
Oh, I thought you were saying
up
that
and
was
running. Your
2.5 million per
infrastructure,
drone.
everything. You're going to be all in at about $2 million to run 10 of these things.
Oh, that's if that's in total, that's actually not bad.
What?
For 10?
Dude, I'll sell you some swampland I don't even own in Florida.
not as bad as I
Gary,
thought
buy
it
me
was.
some swampland in Florida. I can sell
I
Daniel.
thought it was going to be like 20 million for 10. I didn't think it was going to be 2.5 million. I mean, we also don't know how much money they make per driver and how many trips
$2 an order.
do. That's not always true, man. I get base pays all the time that are $10, $11. It's not true.
I don't know, man. I mean, what does 10 do for you though?
I don't know.
Like you said, man. What I mean, like take a guess. I don't know.
I'm just saying it changes my mind a little bit.
So 10 are going to be these. Here's another thing that somebody else proposed to me because I talked about it on the audio podcast this week. It was a good challenge. Was that or actually it wasn't even. It was just a comment. It was that. See, this is why our pay sucks because they put all their money into this shit.
It's true.
True.
I mean, if you do think about that, now that $5 million really matters. Why didn't that and that's just for Denver. By the way, that's just one city for 10 of them. Why didn't you just put that in the Denver market for drivers?
Right. Or reduce fees for customers. Like,
I mean, it's like the Waymo I-Pace Jaguar. You know, you can't those things all in with the controller person who's a W-2. Take that out, actually. You're at about $450,000 a unit. They can never pay themselves off.
It could also be this scenario like they roll out the drones, get you used to it for like a lower fee because you don't have to tip, and they don't increase the fee. And then once everyone's used to it, then they up the fees down the line. I mean, they've done that from the beginning, right? So they used to pay the drivers more, and then down the line didn't. They used to charge customers less, down the line they charge more. So maybe they're just getting us acclimated, and then they're going to turn it on.
Okay, so because we had a lot of stories. We could have ran for hours, but I think I found the perfect one to end on because I want to get everybody's opinion on this one. So Kroger delivery is taking over Denver. Instacart doesn't even exist anymore. Fleets are now rolling out to 10 more, and there is a breakdown that was done on, and I'll tell you guys the items. So Instacart, DoorDash, and Kroger challenge. So the same items on the same orders, here's what the cost is. And by the way, if you're not familiar with the Kroger program, you get your loyalty points, you get your digital coupons, you get your in-store coupons, you get your gas points, you get everything. You get in-store prices. And then they just tack on a number at the end that's very small. That's it. So we're not getting a big order here, but here's the order. A gallon of 2% milk, a dozen eggs, Kroger brand whole wheat bread, a pack of Heritage Farm chicken, breasts about 4.5 pounds, and 80/20 1 pound ground beef tray. Okay. So here's what the breakdown came to. So the delivery time with Kroger, but see, like this needs to be seriously looked at, is up to 5 hours for $2.95. But every other charge would be the same thing and same discounts that you'd get if you went in yourself. $2.95 within 5 hours. For $7.95 through Kroger, you can get it in 90 minutes. Guaranteed. So Kroger's own delivery service offered the longest wait time, but they also had that way to do that. So the digital coupons, including ground beef on sale for $4.99, down from $7.49, 50 cents off the eggs. Total before tip on this Kroger order from Kroger, $26.02. And that's what it was. Instacart, 1 to 2 hour delivery time frame. Free for the first 3 orders, all that junk. After, I guess you can link your Kroger account now. After linking Kroger Plus card, I could access some store discounts, though not all of the promotions carried over. So the total from Instacart was $34.52. All of these are before a tip. So 2602, 3452. And again, like, might not sound like a ton. I mean, it is, but it might not sound like a ton because we're not talking about a lot of items. These are very small shops. But then here comes the winner of the game. DoorDash. Delivery time about an hour. Delivery fee varies from $1.99 to $5.99, despite offering the ability to link your Kroger account. DoorDash priced all identical items higher than on Kroger's website. Every item is higher, not some, anymore, nothing. Linking the Kroger card got 50-cent discount on this order. And after the tip, put it over $50 because the total without tip was $42.80.
Wow.
Now, we're not talking about we're just talking about like enough groceries for a family of 3 to have like a couple days worth of food. And it almost doubled. I mean, I don't know. Anybody have anything on that?
DoorDash is evil. I mean, I hate DoorDash. I literally hate DoorDash the most out of all of them. I mean, I hated Instacart.
Some people pay for convenience, right?
Yeah. I was going to say, it's all about convenience and what people are willing to pay for.
And they don't know that Instacart's an option.
Yeah. Is anyone else experiencing a dip? Because I noticed, like, in my area, it's vacation time because it's leaf peeper season here. So we usually get a huge uptick in local delivery customers. I'm actually, like, my DoorDash orders values are going down and the frequency is going way down. Most of what I get now is from Uber. So I'm kind of feeling like people are not willing to pay all of that in fees anymore, especially not tips. Is anybody else getting that recently?
I'm getting the same thing, and I feel like people are not willing to pay the money for food delivery. Like you said, Uber, the money I'm making from Uber is from their shoppers. The shoppers, they give me really good orders. Like you can get like a $30, $40 order, that takes you like, an hour, and that's great. I don't have to drive around for an hour. I go and do it. Takes me an hour. I get $30 to $40, whatever. But DoorDash has been like, you feel lucky if you get like a 1-to-1, like, $8 going 8 miles. Cause like they're sending terrible orders. And somebody in my chat in my live stream said that they reduced the suggested tips in the app. I don't know if that's true or not, but if that's true, that's crazy. And I definitely see the difference.
So, well, first of all, I am seeing an increase in DoorDash. I'm not seeing a decrease.
Interesting.
In volume.
In volume and in dollar amount. So I can't say the same thing. I just got a $74 order yesterday, so I can't say the same.
Kim is always the odd market, though. Daniel,
no,
you should know that. She always has.
I have a small market. I'm not in a city. I'm just like every other area. I'm oversaturated. But where was I going with this? Oh, but the suggested tip. Yeah, if you actually go onto DoorDash right now, and some people said that this wasn't in their market, but most people said that it was. I did the experiment a couple weeks ago. Order over $100 worth of food on your DoorDash app, and you'll see the new suggested tip for large order catering, which is anything over $100, is 5% tip. That's the suggested amount now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait.
That would explain why I keep seeing large catering orders that are like upside down orders.
Oh yeah, it's insane what the suggested tip is, and they've done it across the board now for almost all orders. So I'm not telling you to go and order something. I'm just saying do like a mock up like order and see what it is, and you'll be like sticker shocked on what they're actually suggesting customers to tip their drivers.
Like Uber Eats, does it have the percentage on the customer side, or does it just say a number?
It depends on how big of a order it is. If it's over $100, usually it's a percentage. Anything like high dollar amounts, but if it's like a low order, they'll suggest like $1, $2. Like it's
there's
crazy.
the polar opposite. Even though Uber Eats isn't all that for everybody, I know that a lot of people, a lot more than ever, have told me they're doing better on Uber Eats now. But they, at least when they get to the tip page, at least like I've seen theirs change, but they've never gone below. They always have 3. And the 17% is as low as I've ever seen it go. And they always suggest the middle one. So that would be 17, 19, 22 or other. And they'll suggest 19. Like, what is DoorDash doing? Don't tip your driver. They know what the problems that get caused because of that.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they know that people are shocked by the fees that they charge, so they don't want to double shock them at our expense, obviously.
So interesting enough, I just tried it, Kim, and I guess maybe mine's is different because I'm in Canada, but the order is like 122 and the minimum, it starts at 10, 12, 18 and other.
But that's even down. It used to be like a year ago, it used to be the suggested tip was always 15%. And then
Yeah.
it was 20, 25. And then I believe it was 10, but they always suggested 15. But now if I go in and I actually order something, it actually suggests 5%.
Well, I was just going to say that even at 10 on 122, you're at like 8%. So it's not that much higher.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that they have to have a way to cover up, all their fees. It's one thing I love out here in Colorado because as much as it might annoy some people, I love being able to look at all their charges. They have to name them now. And again, it hasn't solved everything, but they've had to come up with names like bullshit charge 2, bullshit charge 3, bonus bullshit charge. Like, oh, you want it today? No, that's another charge. Like, It's just hilarious because everywhere else that doesn't have transparency, it's just services and fees.
Yeah.
You don't know what that means. You could
I
be
just think
getting
it's
food and they're
interesting
charging you like airport access. I don't know.
I think it's interesting how Uber and DoorDash still are very different with how they deliver orders, though. Like DoorDash, I basically have to pick up, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 of the orders, but they're always like, you only get like 1 or 2 bad orders. Uber Eats, you get 25 bad orders, one after another, and then you get one order that you can take. And I don't understand how that still hasn't changed. Like I got an order the other day was $2 going 15 miles. And I was like, I don't even understand. Like, is there people actually taking those orders? Like,
yes,
are
there
they still doing that because people actually do take them? Because I don't understand how anyone could take that.
Yeah, there are. Because I remember there were drivers that I used to see and they were like, I have to accept everything. And I'm like, you don't. And one time when we went for one of my son's track meets, we ordered Uber to the hotel. And while the girl was standing there, her phone rang and I was like, oh, you have another order? She's like, yep. And blindly, as she's talking to me, I accepted it. And I was like, what was it? And she's like, I don't know. We have to take them all. And I'm like, actually, you don't.
Yeah, but I would lose money if I did that, though.
Pardon?
Like I would lose money if I did that. If I took like every single order, it'd be terrible.
Of course.
Uber loves.
But there was this one guy. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying Uber loves those people.
Yes, they do. But there was this one guy that told me, he's like, I drive a Tesla, so I'm not really like, paying any gas or anything like that. So he's like, I don't mind taking those orders because I'm not paying for gas. And I was like, but that's your time.
And you're screwing everybody else because as long as Uber knows somebody will take it, they won't do anything about it. So it screws the rest of them,
Yeah, definitely.
I got a question in chat. Said, can you please ask them if there is any other secret backdoor exploits that render the stat chasing meaningless? It would help out a lot of people, just like the previous glitch.
Why am I not seeing that?
Like that?
I
don't know. I see it on my side.
What do you mean by stat? Like
I don't know. I are you asking if there's another glitch?
Is it somebody you know, Daniel?
Yeah, it's Glitch Dash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't. I don't know. Most of us here don't. Sorry, Glitch Dash. We just don't like you, bro. That guy just he's very full of it, isn't he? He used to be like Thomas Schubeck Industries, and he trolled all of us, made up a bunch of lies. So not a big fan, but sorry.
That's horrible.
Okay, moving on.
he's been banned from all of our chats, so I'm sure that's why he's in.
Oh, I have a question for the chat. Speaking about, we're all here to make money and all that kind of stuff. So as Steve said, there's going to be, since I'm not really I'm not doing the apps anymore. But I still strongly believe that's why I haven't like completely closed down the apps, because you never know, I might just update the insurance one day. But I still strongly believe that we should always try to have multiple streams of income and not rely on just one thing. I know Kim has multiple, Steve has multiple, like Tom,
Absolutely.
everyone should have multiple streams of income, right? So if you're someone that you're like, how do I even get started with that? What do I do? The first question that you should ask yourself, first of all, what do you like to do? And what is something that someone would pay you for? For example, I'll give you like 2 examples here. My cousin started a laundry business. Now I know that there are companies out there, there's an app also, but she picks up people's laundry because she absolutely loves to do laundry. She loves to fold laundry. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It takes me 5 to 7 business days to put away my laundry, but she loves it. And she started that business because obviously there's a lot of families out there that don't want to do that. If you like to do laundry, that's maybe something that you can do. Let's say you're really good with baking stuff. Maybe that's something that you can do. So I just want you guys to start thinking about what is something that you like to do, something that other people would pay you for, and see if there's a way that you can make money out there doing that. Now, this isn't like a full-time thing. This isn't, stop working at your full-time job and not doing any Ubers so that you can start baking bread. But if you can, try to see what you can squeeze in to the time that you have. That's your homework for this week. Thinking about something that you love to do that you get paid for.
All those things add up quick too. Like even if you're only doing like a little bit here, a little bit there of different things, and it's like, $100 here, $200 there. By the time you're done at the end of the month, you might have like $600, $700, $800 just from like extra things on top of your, day job or DoorDash or whatever else you're doing. It's great advice. I do the same thing.
That's good.
And actually might be able. Neil and I were throwing some AI stuff around earlier, texting back and forth, and it might be one of those things where whether it be Grok or ChatGPT, whatever you want to go to. Put it like, if you're like, I don't know what I'm interested in, just start typing out your story a little bit. And then at the end of it, say, hey, what should I look into? You'd be surprised, man. This is not Google. If you guys haven't played
good advice, it does.
Yeah. I mean, you can just kind of type out, well, these are the jobs I've done. I hated this. I liked this. You'd be surprised. It might spit out something you never even thought of.
These are my hobbies. This is what I like to enjoy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you can, and you can keep going further down. Once they give you a result, you can say, I also need to make over 70 grand a year or whatever you want to say. And then it'll say, well, then you would want to look at this.
Yeah.
Somebody got in my car not too long ago and said, hey, you're the guy from that Thursday night podcast. Swear. I was like,
wow.
And he said, can I get your number? I want to talk to you about doing voiceover work for me.
Nice.
Oh.
That's awesome. We always told you had that voice, Tom.
Well, you betcha.
I'm telling you, when Netflix opens by me, I'm going to become an extra.
You guys, we are over, but we have so much to talk about. Like, I had so many articles. I was like, and I don't even, looking at it, we got through a third. I don't even know how I thought. And one of them is like really probably an entire episode of its own.
Yeah.
We've been gone a while. So I guess I really lost track of time. And I knew how much we would all hate on the dot. So I knew that that needed to be talked about because that thing is stupid. It looks hazardous. It looks like a trap for children. Everything about it seems wrong to me. And hopefully they'll, I don't know. Hopefully something, I hate to say this, but hopefully something goes wrong quickly so they have to get rid of them.
Yeah.
We're all Will Smith for My Robot.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. We all grew up to be Will Smith.
Yeah, you guys, thank you for joining as always. And we'll be back here next week. Again, this might change up a little bit. And that's a wrap for the week. Huge thanks to the panelists and all of you joining on the live and the replay. Until next week, be safe, earn smart, and
kindness is always free.
I remember that.